Good morning. This is the Desert Shaman. It's a nice day here in Nevada. Kind of cozy, got the heater going. I want to talk about genocide today. And I want to talk about genocide as nothing new, people. Genocide has been around a long, long time. It's just now that it's coming to the forefront because people have cell phones. People have instant communication. So they can take pictures and videos of stuff that's happening around the world, okay? But genocide has been with us for a long, long time. If you look at just the United States of America and what it was based on, was the genocide of 200 million Native American indigenous inhabitants of this land, which was called Turtle Island before it was called America. It seems as though people are shocked, and there are many protests going on right now. I just saw a video of people that gathered in New York in Grand Central Station, took it over, and these people were American Jews, okay? And they had banners and signs that read, "Not in our name, not in our name." And we're talking thousands of people here. And there's starting to be protests all across the world because of what's going on in Gaza, what's going on to the innocent men, women, and children in Gaza. The Israeli forces, under the guise of self-defense, are committing genocide on innocent men, women, children, babies, infants, probably animals as well. This is called a scorched earth policy. And again, this is being brought to the forefront because of technology. One good thing that technology has brought us is instant communication about things that are going around the world. Of course, that's can be a two-edged sword, because not only do you get to see all the horrific stuff that's going on, but it's also very troubling. As troubling as it is, it may serve a purpose here. Benjamin Netanyahu and his cohorts are maybe doing the world a favor in a sense. And that sense is that there's more awareness of what genocide actually means. I mean, when you can see innocent children, okay, babies, kids around 10 or 11 or 12, kids 6 years old, and let's not forget the mothers and the pregnant mothers, being obliterated right before your very eyes, then it lends a whole new meaning to what has been going on for a long, long time with the wars of mankind. Everybody that has a heart and anybody that cares for mankind, the anthropos on the planet, should wake up in the morning, put their hands together in this mudra, the prayer mudra, close their eyes, and say a prayer for the innocents of this world that are being destroyed, tortured, and going through unbelievable suffering. Let's close our eyes for a minute and think about that, and think about what kind of prayers, invocations, good energy we can send out to the people of the planet. It may go as follows: Creator, Source, the Mind, planetary consciousness, we ask that you stop the evil on the earth. Take the evil out of the hearts of men. Attune the collective consciousness to your consciousness, Grandmother Earth. Erase evil from the consciousness of men. Wake people up to the fact that what has been going on for decades and decades is evil, greed, lust, and power in the hearts of men. We pray that this evil be removed, this darkness be removed and replaced with light, that the consciousness of men awaken to what's been going on for decades and decades and decades, and wars upon wars. Erase the violence from this earth. Erase the evil again from the hearts of men. Erase those who are possessed by the evil archons or the evil forces that have been way too long in the vicinity of this earth. Om, peace, amen. That gives you kind of an idea of how you should start your day. And I'm not telling you what to do, but if you listen to thunder and you trust my wisdom as a shaman and a spiritual seeker, I suggest you do that every morning. Don't get up in the morning and just immediately start thinking of yourself or what you're going to do or how your day is going to go. Think about these innocents that are suffering. And another thing you might want to think about is a baby in the womb, how innocent it is. And a newborn baby, when it first comes out and sees what's around it. And think of yourself at that age. Think of yourself in the womb. Go back to the womb. Be born. Be reborn. Come out. Look around you. Remember what it was like when you were a toddler. Remember what it was like when you first learned to walk. Remember what it was like when you first saw a flower and smelled the fragrance of it. Remember what it was like to discover the world around you. Now, as you remember these things, I'm sure a lot of good thoughts and a lot of good feelings will come to your mind, but imagine the children in Gaza, the children that are being exposed to horrific world or worlds around them, what they're hearing. Explosions, screams of agony, screams of fear, screams of death. This is what these children are experiencing. It's not the flowers, it's not the streams. This is not what they're experiencing. They're experiencing intense energy, negative energy that surrounds them. Think about these things today. Think about how blessed you are just to wake up in the morning and have your cup of coffee and maybe sit by the window and watch the sunrise. And when you do watch the sunrise, you may want to thank and also offer a prayer to the four directions for protection of the innocents And if you don't know the name of the four directions, I will tell you now. In Lakota, the name of the four directions, starting with the west, is Sapa, where the Wakanyan live. Luta would be the north, where the old sorcerer man of the north lives, Wazi. The east would be the rising of the sun, or the son of God, or the son of creation, which is Ate or Gi. You can use either one of those. And the south would be Ogaga Ska in Lakota, represented by the owl. That would be the spiritual realm. Now, if you want to do this in Hindu, if you want to do this in an Eastern tradition, in Hindu, the east would be Indra, okay, Indra. The south would be Yama. The west would be Varuna. And the north would be Soma. Okay, so you can offer prayers to these four directions by name or by mantra, however you choose to do it. Now, each one of these directions has a protective weapon, okay, spiritual weapon. And you should also pray as above, so below, Grandfather Sky and Grandmother Earth, Unsi Maka. This is maybe how you might want to start your day, considering the situation in the planet, okay? And you might want to say that you're offering prayers for the innocents who are being subjected to horrific negative energy and death and destruction. Unless you become as a child, you shall not enter the kingdom of heaven. What did Christ mean by that? Think about that for a while, and think about the children of the planet. Again, let's get back to, now we can get back to the decades and decades and eons and centuries of war on this planet. What is causing the war on this planet? Well, whether we can put a finger on it or not, we know it's darkness, and we know it. There are forces at work beyond what we can see, beyond what we can perceive. Some of us can perceive it, some of us can see it, some of us feel it. If you're walking around on this planet and you cannot feel the change in the environment and the change in the energy just by what has been going on, and it seems like it's coming to a fever pitch, and it seems like a revelation is happening right now because of what I said before about the technology that's available to us. Now, technology is not a good thing in a lot of ways, okay, because it's not being used properly. But when people go out and they film death and destruction and war, people are starting to see it firsthand. They're starting to go, wow, this shouldn't be allowed. What's going on here? There's all kinds of people dying. And I'm seeing all kinds of destruction, and I'm seeing all kinds of babies being drug out from the rubble. And I don't like this. Maybe some of them are thinking about their own children. Maybe some of them are thinking about, hey, could this happen here in this country? Because realistically, you have to know that there's almost every country around the world has experienced war on their land, poverty on their land, war, destruction, bombs falling, machine guns blaring, strife. There needs to be an end to this. There needs to be an end to this. So when you say your prayers in the morning, yeah, it's okay to say prayers for you. Put others first, though. Because in reality, others are you. In reality, as within, so without. As above, so below. Whatever is happening out there in the world is just as much within you as without. So you have to go to your own heart and search it and see that if there's some part of you that thinks that this is okay, or if there's some part of you that is darkness, your heart is dark, shine the light on it so that it can shine on the outside as well as on the inside. Oh, but that's not me, you say. I'm not causing this. I have no part. Search your heart and see where the darkness is in your own heart and what you're creating in your reality, what you want to create in your reality. You have to become as a child and rediscover your own power and your own empathy and your own compassion for others. Do you just look at others as, oh, that's just part of the outside world, or that's over there, or that doesn't affect me? It does affect you. And it's going to come to roost right on your own front door. So what you need to do is be mindful. Be mindful of what's going on. And say in your heart and say in your mind that this is no longer something that is going to be evident in this my surrounding world. Pray for others and then pray for your own protection. Pray, and when I say pray, it's an affirmation. It's an energy, okay? It's a thought. It's an energy that you're putting out there. Okay, I'm not saying that you're praying to some big off-planet God in the sky. You're praying to your own God self. You're praying to your higher self, which is connected to Source. So I'm not coming from a religious point of view here. I'm coming from a spiritual point of view. So you should take heed to what I'm saying. The time for foolishness is over. The time for indifference to the suffering of man is over. It's okay to be indifferent and detached in a Taoist manner so that you don't get too severely affected. But that doesn't stop you from having compassion and love and coming from the heart center. And when you go to the heart center, you realize that that's what it's all about. It's about love. It's about erasing darkness. It's about no longer, in a sense, there is some anger involved, or you may call it righteous indignation. I'm not going to put up with this anymore, and I'm asking the universal source and the universal energy to change the complexion of the planet and make it more in tune with the consciousness of Unsi Maka, Mother Earth, nature, natural order of things. So don't let what's going on in the world disturb you to the fact that you become out of balance. Center yourself in your heart center and radiate that out to everything that's around you, and try to think about asking the spirits of the four directions. Actually, it's the spirits of the six directions, because you have the four cardinal directions, and then you have as above and as below. Okay. It's not going to hurt for you, even if you carry on the rest of your day and you don't think about a whole lot of things because you're busy and you're doing this and you're doing that and you're going to work and you're just living your life, and I understand that. Just think how thankful you are to be able to do the things that you do, to live in the moment without threat of impending doom and destruction all around you. You really have to understand what's going on here, people. So I just wanted to say that. I was just reflecting on the genocide that's been going on in the earth and the wars since day one, and the environment, and the influence from archontic or evil sources, dark sources. If you want a new heaven and a new earth, it has to start within you, okay? Heaven would be representing your higher consciousness beyond your earthly form, and earth would be more your earthly form. You have to understand these things. You have to understand that putting others before yourself is the most important thing, service to others. Now, you can't actually go over there and give people food and soothe them and calm them and take them in your arms, but you can envision that in yourself, okay? You can send that energy, that image out to the people of the war-torn countries, and this just isn't happening in the Middle East right now. It's also been happening in Russia and the Ukraine thing, and the innocents in Donbass and Donetsk that are getting shelled every day. It may not be on such a massive scale. See, in a way, I do look at this as a good thing. And the goodness that you have to look for the silver lining, and the silver lining is this going to wake people up? Are people going to get enough of this imagery? And those of you fearmongers and haters, okay, out there, those of you who control the government, those of you who are in the military industrial complex, those of you who buy into the narrative of the mainstream media, those of you who say things like, yeah, bomb them to hell, and let's let's make glass out of it, and let's get rid of all those people. Woe unto you. Woe unto you. For you shall reap what you sow. Woe unto you. The rest of us that have good hearts, or those of us that have good hearts, are spiritual warriors. And a spiritual warrior knows better. So anyway, I thought, I got up this morning and I thought about the conditions of the planet, and I thought about, what do I want to talk about today? And this is it. So anyway, take that for what it's worth. Take it for what it's worth. Those of you who are new to this channel, I suggest that you subscribe and like it and all that stuff. And if you want to donate, tithing is good. It's good to tithe, even if you don't have a lot of money. If somebody's giving you an important message, if somebody is giving something to you, in the form of admonition or counsel or wisdom, then it's only right to tithe or to give back. And so if you want to do that, you can go into the show notes below, click on more in the show notes, then you go down to the bottom, it says about, and you can click on that, and there's spiritofcrazyhorse.com. And there's also a PayPal link in there as well. Or you can go to the channel interface when you first come into my channel, and it's right there, Spirit of Crazy Horse. So anyway, I thought I would put those thoughts out there today. I want everybody to have a blessed day, good day, and be mindful of the suffering of the innocents. Namaste. Adios.